Sure. I went to a meeting this morning, it was in Kent, which is so much easier for me. I went to Ritz Times, that's where it usually is. So my morning started off with a...
How are you this morning?
I
I'm
get
up to
that. We are creatures of habit.
But it makes you
exactly what I
smile.
No matter
said.
how much we say we adapt to change, we do it at our own
I'm
terms.
having a hard time with this
Oh, yeah?
because we changed
I
it.
got and Janet.
Bill, on that
That's comments, it's right.
resolution, should that be
For-
2020
Yeah.
The
on
meeting's
the
like
first
5
whereas?
hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill,
They
okay.
had
And then
members
the
of the
resolve
budget
should be
commission and they
2020
never
also,
call
right?
out meetings, so I thought so.
It's been
All of a
fun
sudden,
2
they're
weeks.
publicly
Well, I'm
announced
sure it
their
hasn't.
meetings.
Similar number of journal ones.
Hey, you gotta try new things, you know?
It's amazing.
Yeah. And 30 years of him, of the prosecutor sitting there in the illegal meeting.
You know,
Who's supposed to know this
actually,
stuff?
out of all of this, though, I do have some.
I love you,
Okay,
Brian.
good. Good, good, good.
Good for you.
And they just started flailing. They have no idea how to comply with the law. So they put out the stuff, they prove something more violations.
Is your packet in here?
Yeah, I think it's in my purse.
Oh.
Big purse.
Oh,
I'd say, purse, that looks like a carry-on.
I know, it's true.
that's what I need.
You and my wife.
I got a store last up. Yeah.
Pledge
allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So, let's go through the minutes and the
We'll recess the
resolutions.
solid waste.
Okay, yes, sorry.
Motion to approve the minutes on January 16th, 2020.
A second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
I move to approve the January 23rd, 2020 bills as presented by the county auditor.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Motion to approve the January 23rd, 2020 journal vouchers as presented by the county auditor.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Motion to approve the January 23rd, 2020 then and now certification as presented by the county auditor.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Motion to enter into an agreement for random Department of Transportation drug and alcohol testing services between EIBT and the Portage County Solid Waste District.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Just so the board knows, a couple things. My copy and pasting, this is the body of this. The majority is last year's resolution. On the first whereas, that needs to be December 31st of 2020. And the first resolved, also December 31st of 2020. This is a company that we've been using. They're literally right around the corner from us, so it's really cut down on the amount of time that when we do randoms. There are some price changes on the first one, the urine collection / and lab analysis, MRO, that has gone up from 65 to 80. Breath alcohol for DOT approved devices actually went down by $5. 24-hour notice for stat coordination fee has remained the same. Drug and alcohol testing at IEBT facility has remained the same. Drug and alcohol testing DOT approved devices has went up $10 and consortium fee has been lowered from $125 to $100. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but overall, we're very happy with their service. Using them has cut down travel time to and from these tests, And I think the most people that have ever been in there when I've taken the driver over has been 3 people in front of us, and they turn it around really fast.
Bill, what does that acronym stand for?
Which one?
The I,
That's the name of the company, and
Oh, that's- it's not- okay.
and I've been meaning to ask them, but
okay, and do you know what STAT, S-T-A-T?
I'm not sure. This is
Oh,
a,
it was just kind of a curious.
this is a
thing.
Dawn. This is
Okay.
one of the things, and normally Dawn would come to discuss this, but somebody approved the day off for. So,
Well, shame on that someone, I guess.
yeah, I need to find out who that was.
Okay,
Can I ask for, before you do the journal entries?
Sure.
Okay, do you have, could you just kind of give us
Sure.
some background?
Here's the first journal entry, promotion of Kenneth Mills from a truck driver to a mechanic 1. Right now, we don't have any mechanics on staff per se. He has an extensive background working on school buses, automobiles, and we posted for this position. He was the only one that signed up. He's been doing a tremendous job. He brings a lot of things such as welding skills, troubleshooting skills. So we felt that it would be a good fit to promote him from within. I've sat down with him and I have gone over basic training that we will be offering him, and that will be part of the process. The company that we have partnered with to buy the district tires from actually offers a 1.5-day school for tires. And it kind of gives you an overall of, when to change a tire, things to look for. We're going to send him to that. There's going to be some online things from AutoCar, which is where we get the cab and chassis from. Labrie and Heil have said that they'll, train him as well. So it will really completely round him out, is what we'll do with that one. The second one,
Let's move that one, and then let's
Okay.
go.
Yeah, you just want to do them one at a
Yeah.
time. Yeah, 'cause
We're getting
I-
used to this, sorry about it.
Gotcha, that's okay.
move that the Board of Commissioners agree to accept the promotion of Kenneth Mills from CDL truck driver to mechanic 1 due to operational needs for Portage County Solid Waste Management District effective January 27th, 2020, presented by William Steiner, Solid Waste Management District Director, and Janet Kovic, Human Resources Director.
I'll second that. Roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Okay, item B. Ed Dean has extended his letter of resignation from the district. I spoke to Ed a couple of times. We've kind of left the date open-ended. We have some operational things through the month of February with a couple of other items that are on this agenda. We're going to need to fill some slots. And district policy is that if I hire a driver on Monday, he or she is required to be in a truck for 30 days, training with a more seasoned driver. We try to get them on different styles of trucks before we let them go out and drive on their own. So we kind of have a nice in-house training policy for anybody new. And Ed has offered to help us out. The only thing that he has asked is that on, I believe it's the 5th, 6th, and 7th of next month is the Ohio Township Association Winter Conference, and he's going to go to that. I said, that's fine, but as we get closer, we'll probably we'll come to a conclusion for his services. One of the things that he has offered, and there's some legwork on my end with the union. As you all know, there are times that when we go through the course of a year where just by circumstances beyond our control, we'll be down as many as 4 drivers. That creates a lot of long hours for the drivers. So Ed is one of the gentlemen that have said, if you can make this work, when you get stuck like that, I'd be more than willing to help you out. And I've said, let me look into this. I've got to run it up the flagpole and make sure that I'm covered on everything. But it's just nice that if we can do this, it gives us somebody that we don't have to train. They know the routes. We can just plug them in and let them go. So there's a lot of work to do. I'll work with the union, the prosecutor's office, and Janet just to make sure that this is something we can do, and just kind of go from there.
Do we have an arrangement like that with anyone else?
This is the first time for this, and as we go through the rest of these, we'll actually have two. Because both gentlemen have offered that.
That'll be interesting to see, are they an employee or are they, I mean, how does that?
Well, I'm wondering if we, it's not so much an employee, but a contractor.
Okay,
You know, do like a 1099 kind of thing, but I'll have to check with
sure.
everybody on that.
Okay.
Okay, move, the Board of Commissioners agree to accept the resignation of Charles Dean, CDL truck driver for Portage County Solid Waste Management District, presented by William Steiner, Solid Waste Management District Director, and Janet Kovic, Human Resources Director. Effective date of resignation to be determined due to departmental operational needs.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Now let's move to the next one. Go ahead, Vicki. You wanna do-
The Board of Commissioners agreed to authorize the department to use the most current applicant pool to fill the CDL truck driver position, replacing Charles Dean. The department will post externally for the position if necessary.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Okay, item D, John Bell. John Bell has been with the district longer than me. I've been there for 13 years. I keep teasing him that he didn't put March 6, 2020, but it was actually March 6, 2021. And we all got a good chuckle out of that. He will be sorely missed. He is a very good worker, but he's reached a point in life where he wants to stay at home and do some other things, and I appreciate that. And John has also offered that if we're ever in a pinch, and if we need somebody, he'd be more than happy to do the same thing that Ed has offered. So in the 13 years that I've run the district, I've never had this happen, and it's kind of refreshing that they just don't want to make a clean break. That, you know, the family concept and the team building is working. John will be sorely missed. He's a hard worker. As a matter of fact, he's somewhere in the area right now because it's Thursday in Ravenna, and this is the area that he does, Ward 4. So he's out among us somewhere close.
The Board of Commissioners agreed to accept the retirement of John Bell, CDL truck driver for Portage County Solid Waste Management District, effective March 6, 2020. Presented by William Steiner, Solid Waste Management District Director, and Janet Kovic, Human Resources Director.
I'll second, roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Let me do the next one too.
The Board of Commissioners agreed to authorize the external posting of the full-time CDL truck driver, replacing John Bell for the Portage County Solid Waste Management District as presented by William Steiner, Solid Waste Management District Director, and Janet Kovic, Human Resources Director.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. And on to
Discussion, okay, I really don't have anything pending. Brimfield, I'm coming to the board with recommendations for this, and I will, if the board agrees, I will send this out upon my return to the office. 1-year contract, $3 a month, every other week service, retroactive to January 1, 2020 for the fee. I will agree to perform a survey by an outside mutually agreed upon third party. The district will pay for the survey. The question of the subscription service will not be part of the survey. And then I will ask that we have a response by Wednesday, January 29th, so that way when I come back the following day, I can at least give the board their response if they have one.
So we meet the day after they meet?
Yeah, I'll just put it on the agendas of discussion if I have any information, and we'll go from there.
I think that makes sense, Bill, and I think too that, offering to pay for the survey is
I think it's fair.
generous, and, hopefully we can come together on it being an outside
Right.
group,
Mhm.
and get through some of the hurdles that we've been
I
experiencing.
agree, Kathleen.
And it sounds like a fair proposal in line with
Yeah.
what other communities
Yeah,
have been offered.
Right, this is pretty much keeping in line with what we're asking for the rest of the county that has every other week service. and I think this is the best offer for the residents of Burnfield.
Great, I'm
Okay,
fine
so
with that.
Scrap tire grant. I'm going to be applying for a $40,000 scrap tire grant from the Ohio EPA. There is a $10,000 match for that, but here's the caveat for this grant, is that the $10,000 will not come from the district budget. The caveat to this grant is that for every tire you collect, they want a minimum fee of 50 cents per tire. And the reason why is they're seeing people across the state, and it happens to us, take advantage of it. I've sent you the pictures of the people with 100 tires.
Tires.
Right, and that's not what these programs are for. So I will have that as part of my packet next week for you to review. The deadline for submittal is February 7th at 3 o'clock. There is also a resolution that is part of this that has to be passed. We can rescind it, that has the fees. We're down to about 210 tons a year that we've collected last year. But the price for processing when I started at the district was $65 a ton. It's now well over $200 a ton. And we're limited to one company that we can do business with, and that's Liberty Tire down in Minerva. So we have a 2.5-hour turnaround time from the district there back just for one load, as opposed to probably about 45 minutes over to Akron. So operationally, it will impact. I will be recommending some changes to the current program, number of tires that we're willing to accept, types of tires. We spent just over $49,000 last year for processing. That doesn't include delivering the containers, picking them up, many of which, because we get inundated at a certain time, we have to double handle, we have to dump them on the floor inside the transfer station, and that creates some issues. You know, to me, the tire program is one of the most dear programs that we do. I've seen the impact throughout the district, coupling that with Alex's efforts to clean up some of these lots. It's something I want to continue to do. We just need to make some tweaks to the system. With this grant, my concern was, how do we collect the money? Because ultimately, the district is responsible for it. So instead of doing individual collection events through the community, I'm proposing in my grant we cut it down to 5. And what I've done is I've divided the county into quadrants, 5 quadrants, where we would just collect from that quadrant, use our own truck and our containers to do the collection event. Now we have 2 trucks, but truck 1391 is a very old and tired Mack, and I cannot look at my guys and say, please go drive that, because I personally don't feel that it's a safe vehicle to be on the road. So at some point this year, I plan on declaring that obsolete and putting that up for auction. So, and to rent a truck, it's probably about $12,000 a month, and we would need a truck for 2 months. So what I would like to do is bring this back, at least get the grant moving, discuss how I'm proposing to change the program and get it out to the townships and villages that use it, because probably one of the things that stresses the district infrastructure is when we have 5 events on one weekend, it makes it very difficult for us to collect all the containers and be able to exchange ones when they get full. So, you know, again, we just need to make some minor tweaks to the system, and I just want to get the information out so that way, you know, we can be proactive as well as the entities that use our collection events.
Great. All right, so you have an executive
I
session?
have an executive session for G1, consider the dismissal of an employee.
Okay, I make a motion to go into executive session for G1 to consider the dismissal of a public employee.
I'll second. Roll call, Amy?
Yes.
Yes.